All right, everyone. I know I'm late with Tech Friday, so so I'm jumping into this one with an important topic. I think we've talked about this a little bit in the past, but the question here is a bed or no bed, and especially considering the fact that there's a disability in between. So you all know that I had a regular bed, and it was a very nice bed. No complaints about it. But I had the issue of getting out and getting in, or getting in and getting out. So it was a disaster. So it was a huge problem. And I wasn't comfortable in the bed anyway. So, I went back to the recliner. Some pros and cons there as well. I was able to get in it without causing pain, and I was able to get out, not causing pain. However, I had some big limitations in the recliner, which I wasn't able to move because you have arms in the recliner, and it's difficult for me to do my exercises in the recliner because of the limitations of movement, which in a way there's some benefits to that as well, because then I wouldn't hurt myself. So I've gone back and forth, and one of the managers of my assisted living said, "Well, Lisa, are you really using your bed?" And I said, "Well, actually, no, because I've hurt myself so many times trying to get in and then trying to get out that I've given it up." So she said, "Okay, good. I'll take the bed because I need it for upstairs bedroom." And out the bed went. So, and I felt kind of sad, because there's an emotional need to be able to get in a bed, and there's a physical need for me to be able to lie down and sleep in some kind of position that I'm not in excruciating pain. So I can't explain all of this, but it's like a bed or no bed. So, and I've gone back and forth and back and forth. So I spoke to our team here, plus, the nurses, and I said, what is this draw of mine to be able to have a bed, but not have a bed and not hurt myself if I have a bed? So it just blows my mind. And I said, I can't explain it, but emotionally and physically, I still want a bed, and if I have a bad night or whatever and I sleep in the recliner, who cares? But is there something out there, for myself, with my impediments of movement and my mobility issues? Is there a bed out there that, I can use in which I won't hurt myself? So, so the nurses chuckled a little bit and they said, yes, it would be a medical bed. And medical beds don't have to look horrible, And so we talked about what kind of things, were good about medical beds and how they could help me. Um, so we went around in circles and, to try to figure out, okay, if I'm going to get a bed, what kind of, how does it need to be constructed for me to be able to get in and get out without hurting myself and to be able to lie down and get some relief from my daily pain? So they decided. They decided that da 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 that we would get a medical bed with certain characteristics, and I'll talk about that down the road. But the thing is, I'm gonna get a medical bed, and we will see. It doesn't look, medical, but it has mobile parts and all that kind of stuff. So I think that'll be awesome. I'm not sure. So the only way we can figure out is to get the bed in here and test it. You know, And there's all kinds of questions for people. And I know the history a little bit about beds. In the time of the dinosaurs, we used to sleep sitting up. Actually, we didn't have beds. We didn't use beds. And I researched why did we why did we sleep sitting up? And that's because so the dinosaurs, so we could be, ready to run away from the dinosaur, so before he ate us. so so that was like, news to me. But in ancient times, people slept sitting up. And it wasn't until much later that we started lying down, because there wasn't so much danger, because there wasn't so many dragons, there wasn't so many dinosaurs. so, and I kind of chuckle about that because in my place the country where I grew up, Costa Rica, lying down on the floor is a huge no-no because we have all kinds of dinosaurs that would attack us, but they're very small now, and they're called bugs. The dinosaurs shrunk. And there are all kinds of beetles and cockroaches and ants and all kinds of things that can, creepy crawlies, that can get you if you're sleeping on the floor. So better to sleep on a bed. And you're still in danger, but, so that is, in my country of origin, yeah, you have to be careful of snakes and beetles and, all kinds of creepy crawlies that could be in your bed. So you always have to check it before you lie down in the bed. So I don't want to sleep on the floor. But it's this emotional thing that I can't explain. It's pretty strong that I want to lie down. And in a recliner, you can't exactly do that. The recliner, I have to have my head up, and that's true. So I sleep partially sitting up. And then my legs have to be in a certain position because of the nerve problem in my lower back. So those have to be elevated. So I have to be contorted in this weird position in order to benefit from a bed. And not even the recliner can do that. I have to use, special pillow, all kinds of stuff. So we're going to try this bed thing again at some point. And I will have a second segment of, how it's going. But I think that, for Tech Friday, it fits. If you're looking for something that's going to assist you, and this is going to be an electrical bed, and it has moving parts, and it lowers. So, the big problem with the regular bed was that I had to lift up my legs and move them into the bed. And then I had to be holding on to something. It was just this crazy contortion that I had to go through, and then lift up the other leg and get it into the bed. And by the time I did that, I was out of breath, exhausted, and I was in so much pain. I would just lie down and fall asleep. And who cares about the rest? So I don't know about you, or if you have a mobility issue or you use a wheelchair, but this bed thing is been a battle for quite some time. And I didn't want to go down the road of using a medical bed, but if that's what's going to help me sleep better, because I know when I'm in the hospital, usually the hospital beds are great and I sleep pretty well. Of course, getting out, when they want me to sit up and getting out, that's a little contorted because I have to hold on to the rail and all kinds of stuff to be able to get up. And that hurts. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And you all will be, a partner in that journey. And please share your stories about, did you get a bed? Do you have it on the floor? Do you have a trapeze, to help yourself get up? what kind of things help you get into a bed or use a bed at all? And, do you use a recliner and forget the rest? Do you have a special wide recliner? I don't know. How do we live? How do we find comfortability with our disabilities, to be able to lie down and without pain, getting in, getting out, and lying down in a position that doesn't kill us. so, so this is, saga 3 about the bed, and saga 4 will be if the bed gets here and I test it and see what happens. But, I seriously, I just have this strong desire to have a bed and to be able to lie down like everybody else and to be able to sleep. In the recliner, I sleep, but it's not always, it's not a complete sleep. I do sleep and I don't hurt myself getting in and out. But, when I have bad days, they're just bad days and bad evenings, and going to sleep is just not going to happen. And I'm sure many of you out there who have pain in your condition, sleeping is tricky. And you just have to figure out pillows or no pillows or, a bed or a recliner. I have no idea. So we will see with a medical bed if I am able to survive and get some relief from moving or not moving and be able to sleep better. So I will throw Saga 4 once it arrives. I think it's going to be in maybe a month or two. I don't know. We shall see. I think they have to look at funding and how they will get through this. So, or insurance, either way. So that is my story about beds, and I'm sticking to it, and I will let you know how it goes.